Hey, what's up, everyone? It is Cody the Duke. Welcome to Guns and Money. Please like and subscribe. This is another money video. I actually had work with a lot of different companies and I had a video. No, sorry, something come up that one of my companies offers for their employees, and it was awesome. And it is, what did they call it? I just had it and I forget whatever. Basically, what we're going to talk about today is the difference between a 401k, an IRA, and a Roth IRA. And so what this company does is they give 3% to their employees, even if they don't contribute to their 401k, which is incredible. Like, that's one of the best benefits you can offer to a company. And I'll shout this company out because they're doing things right. Phase Clan. They also cover everyone's insurance, dental, vision. They do a 4% match on 401k. So we use that as an example. A 401k. If your company offers a 401k and a match, if they don't, they probably offer a traditional IRA, which we'll talk about in a second. And so why would you invest in either of these? So here's the reasoning, and or Roth IRA. So first, 401k, the way that works. Let's say that you make $50,000. Just for this example, that's what the average American roughly makes anyways. So you make your $50,000 every year pre-tax. Now, the 4% that you're going to contribute and then get matched on is taken out pre-tax. So 4% of $50,000 is $500, $2,000. So $2,000 is taken out pre-tax. So if you paid taxes on that $2,000, what you would pay is, or what you would get in your paycheck instead of contributing to the 401k in the match, is about $1,500, $1,400 maybe after taxes. Which, if it's in your bank account, let's all be honest, you're probably not going to save it and spend it on lattes and going out to eat and things like that. Instead, you never see it. It's like $40 or whatever off of your check every time. And it goes into a 401k, and then it gets invested and grows and grows and grows. So in addition to that, so now you're out cash of $1,500, right? Because of what you've matched. But you never see it, so you just get used to it. It's really easy. The company then matches that same 4%. So instead of getting $1,500 in your account throughout the year, you now have $4,000 every year in a retirement account that is growing and growing. So do you think that if you had $1,500 in cash after 20 years, you would have more money from it? Or do you think that $4,000 every year into a retirement account would be more? The $4,000 would be. So if your company does a match, I would suggest maxing it out and don't think about it. All right, if your company doesn't offer a 401k with a match, or even if there is no match, I'll explain why you should do this. Okay, so let's say in this situation, because this makes more sense, some people don't see the purpose in investing in a traditional IRA. And to invest in a traditional IRA, you can't make like a crazy amount of money. I should have looked that up before, but I think it's somewhere around $200,000. But okay, let's say that you make $100,000, okay? So traditional IRA, typically compared to a Roth IRA, if you think that you're going to make more now than you do when you retire, you should be investing in a traditional IRA. If you think you're going to make more when you retire than you do now, you should be investing in a Roth IRA. So more now, traditional IRA. more later, Roth IRA. And I'll explain why. But first, explaining the traditional IRA and why you should use it, even though there's no match. So the way taxes work, if you're paid your $100,000, the first like 18,000, I think 20,000, you're only taxed at like 19%. The next 20,000, and it's not exactly like this, but whatever. I don't look what tax code is every year, but this is how it works. So the next 30,000 that you make, you're taxed at like 23%. And then the next 30,000 that you make, you're taxed at like 26%. And then I think it's 28, and then 33, and then like 40. So the last bit that you make is taxed at the highest amount, right? So at $100,000, that extra $4,000 that you, or let's do the same thing. You can actually max out an IRA for the total year at only $6,000 a year. So at the most, let's say you do $6,000. So instead of having, because you want to save for retirement, instead of having $6,000 that you paid the maximum of your taxes for, which would probably be around 28%, you get to put that away tax-free. And so 28%, 30%, whatever you're at with a traditional IRA, because you make more now, you're not having to pay that really high tax rate. And instead, it goes into a retirement account for $6,000 every year, and then you just get paid your $94,000 or whatever it is, your full salary minus $6,000. And really, when you take taxes into account, it benefits you, and then you get that money back when you retire. And because you make less money, then you're taxed on it at a lower rate because you make less money and the tax amount is lower. So, all right. Hopefully I explained that well enough, but if that is your only option, you should be doing it. If you make too much money for a traditional IRA, then hopefully you can do a Roth IRA or come up with something else. But and maybe we can talk about that another time. If anyone has questions about it, please drop them in the comments, and please like and subscribe. Okay, so Roth IRA is after taxes. So if right now, let's say you're making $50,000, and you feel like you will not, you'll definitely be making more when you are in your 50s and 60s. So definitely you should be maxing out a Roth IRA every year. Now, the really awesome part of a Roth IRA, if you qualify, is that you put that $6,000 in every year, and it's already been paid for with taxes. So you paid a lower tax rate, like we mentioned, because you're at, let's say, 50,000. You're not reaching that 28, 33, 35% tax bracket. So you're only paying those lower tax amounts on your salary. So when you get your paycheck and then you contribute your $6,000 at the end of the year, which I know sounds tough, maybe you can't max out the full $6,000, but at least dedicate something to it. Even if it is $100, $200 a month, and you're putting $2,500, $3,000 hopefully into your Roth IRA every year. One cool thing too about the Roth IRA is it doesn't end December 31st. So if it ends April 1st for the following year. So if you run, let's say you do your tax return early, you can actually take your tax return and put it into your Roth IRA and have that money saved for retirement. And it is tax-free from then on. You can take out the money you put in. So let's say you put in $6,000 every year for 5 years. You got $30,000 in there, and after those 5 years, it's gone up to $40,000. So you can't take out the $10,000 that you've made in profit, because that is profit. And once you wait until you are, I think it's 58 and a half or 62, whatever, retirement age, you don't get taxed on it either, which is even better. So, but because you've already paid taxes on that $6,000 that you put in the Roth IRA, you can take it out and use it for whatever you want. So as far as a retirement account that is liquid, the Roth IRA is the best because it's already taxed money. You can use it and have it in there building your wealth and retirement for when you do retire. And you can, if you need to, if you have an emergency, it kind of serves as an emergency fund potentially, as well as a retirement account. So whatever you are doing, those are the main three that people offer. There is something called a Roth 401k that I've never seen at any company I work with. There are annuities. Pensions really don't exist anymore unless you work for the government, like a firefighter or police officer or something like that with a union maybe. So otherwise, stick to those three options, max them out, and just get used to it. Once you get used to it, you won't miss it, and learn to live off of the 50-30-20 rule, which is 50% of your pay goes to essential basic needs like your mortgage, water, electric, food, and then 30% is your extras, which is like going out to eat, buying an extra outfit, whatever, fun things that you do. 10% is savings, and 10% is retirement. So that's it. Cody the Duke. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.